Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Y'all Gaming, the only show on the internet that asks, are y'all gaming? I just put out the tweet. Okay, I forgot to put it out before I hit live. But now we're live.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. We've been gone for a little while. We were busy traveling a lot. I had schooled yesterday, so I was on that. Forgot how to do math, which was very embarrassing in front of
What did you place?
40,000 people. Second to last, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, so I didn't realize. So Valkyrie was on, and she got last, and she did not do good. Um,
okay.
me, I didn't realize how bad I was at math now because I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been in school in a long time. Like,
Right.
dude, like it's like you forget how to do simple stuff like multiplication. You know what
But
I
I mean,
mean?
I feel like that also makes, lends to the, bro, like, are we ever going to use this ever again?
Seriously.
So I get it.
I had to multiply 77 by 88 on hand. And like I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like I could solve this. I can make everybody's life easier and just plug this into my phone or PC
Mm-hmm.
or Google. But,
And
I
now that I
get
think
it.
about it, I'm pretty sure I don't know how to do like the cross like multiplication type math anymore either. So
Yeah. And it's
yeah,
not hard. It's just like it's a
I don't remember.
system. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a system. And like everybody else on the show is like, 20 something, mid 20s, whatever. I'm sorry, y'all gaming. I'm 35. I haven't done multiplication or math in forever. So I got a little greedy. I kept trying to solve it without using my cheats or whatever, the special things that you get. But the real
And
strat that I should have done
mm-hmm.
was I should have eventually the math gets impossible to everybody there. Like they said like function this quadrant or whatever. It's like this really hard thing.
Right.
Nobody knows how to do that. So what I should have
Okay.
done is survive till that point, and then I don't have to worry about math anymore. I think that was the strat.
Why? Because everyone loses,
Yes.
and then okay, that makes sense.
And if
Because
everybody
yeah,
loses, then they just keeps
going.
going.
Okay.
So, and I knew a lot of the later answers. Like one of them was like, who was the scientist who found, I think, radium and something else, and her name was Mary Curie. One of them was, what is the oath the doctors take that say you can't hurt people? Hippocratic oath, stuff like that. And I knew everything other than the math. So I'm very annoyed and mad at myself. But yeah, I guess I haven't done
I
math in a
mean,
long time.
who won is the better question.
uh, Carolyn Kwan.
Oh, okay. No, she looked like she was gonna win. I don't know why. Like, I feel like she came in like way too confident. Like, not confident, but like everybody else is like. When I watched for probably about an hour, I felt like
Yeah,
everybody else was like kind of jokey. But I think that she was doing her taxes before she started that.
she was kind of serious. Yeah.
I was like, all right, bro. Like, this is supposed to be for fun. Like,
Yeah, she was kind of serious. It was weird. Apparently this episode was one of the hardest ones cuz like HBox has won all of school before. Um I think a couple of the people have also qualified. It was a tough episode to be on, but again, I wouldn't have won anyway cuz I don't know math. I straight up
no.
have not done like physical pen to paper math in so long. Um There's also something to like the anxiety of having a minute and a half. Like when you aren't confident in doing it, it made me
Mm-hmm.
so like one of the things I got wrong because I forgot to carry the one. That's all it was. It was 1680 and I put 680 because I was overthinking it. I was like, wait, I forgot something. So it was just stupid. Um,
Yeah.
but the time limit is crazy. So anyway,
No, I mean that
yeah.
should definitely. Yeah, I feel you. Anyway, go ahead.
It was scary. It was scary. That was schooled. I'm dumb. But one day, maybe one day I'll learn math again. I don't know when I'm ever gonna use math. You're right. I don't know when that's gonna. We've progressed past the need for writing down math, but we're not talking about math. We're talking about video games. This is Y'all Gaming, where we talk about video games. Hi everybody, how's it going? We got 3 games to talk about today, and honestly, I kind of want to get to Nasby last because that's the
Mm-hmm.
one I think we had the most to talk about. Because I have not played the other two. I want to hear
Okay.
about them because I'm curious. But
Okay.
let's start with Spider-Man 2. Did you beat it?
Oh, I haven't played it all either. I haven't played it either.
Oh,
I
what
had it
the
on there
heck?
because I thought maybe you had played it, but like I've seen a lot about it, and the game looks amazing. The only reason I haven't played it is because when it came out, I just did not have money at the time, and now
Sure.
I have money. But look what I'm playing. Look what I'm stuck on, bro. Like it's
Yep.
hard to like put down when we're fighting game players. Like
Yes.
if there's something that I want to play and it's out right now and it's fun, I'm gonna play that. And right now, Nasby is mad fun. But I will say, I mean, I've been perusing the internet. The Xbox fanboys are usually are doing that thing again where they're like, "Oh, this game has one problem," and then they're like, "Look at it," and I'm like, "Bro, you guys don't have games. Like, I can't believe we're still doing this. Like, there's literally you guys have nothing to like compare to because there's nothing there, you know."
I saw people
Uh,
doing the Spider-Man dunking, and they're like, "Wow, it's the same map." It's like, yeah, it's New York, man.
yeah, I
Like,
don't. What do you expect? Like, I don't. You can't really make New York that much different
yeah,
without like changing the integrity of the game. Like,
they could like make
you,
some stuff bigger or expand it a little bit, but that's like as far as it goes. Yeah,
I
I
think changing New York altogether, like, what is yeah, like we're not in the future or anything, bro. Like, this is a realistic game. Like, Spider Man has always been the defender of a real place. Like,
yeah, and he doesn't move. He only goes there, so it's not even like you go to a different place. I liked Spider-Man 1, but the way that I've been describing it to my chat is like I really like Spider-Man, but I'm not hungry for 2. Like I
right?
don't care about playing a second one yet. The novelty is still kind of I don't know. I'm sated, you know.
Okay.
I don't really care about playing that second one. Maybe I'll come back later. I think it's a game I might get for, maybe, 50,
I
not
think
50, but 50% off or something. I don't
I'm
know.
like in the same boat now that I think about it. Like, I know it's a good game, but like it reminds me of like now that they're becoming so popular, it's definitely like another Far Cry type deal. You know, like
Yes.
we
Yep.
go around, do things. It's very fun. But like if I have other things to do in time before that, like I'm probably not gonna play it. Will it be a game of a year? I would hope not. I'm not saying that like it's a bad game. I'm just saying that like because we've had this game already, and you can get this game in multiple aspects. Like I don't think it needs to be game of the year. I think it's fun,
Yep.
and I don't want to take anything away from it, but it's definitely mad. Like I just don't think it's like, damn, this is the most amazing game I will ever play in my entire life type game. So
Right. I think it's something that like doesn't need to be played right now. Like I don't
right,
think I'm missing out by not playing it immediately.
right.
That would kind of be the way that I would put it. So, um yeah, I don't really care about Spider-Man right now, but the other thing that we had, and I'm not gonna do the ad read yet because it's supposed to be before 1 and 2. Um, but we didn't talk too much about Spider-Man, so we'll just do it between 2 and 3. Fortnite, which was on your thing, which I
Oh
assume is
yeah,
related to the OG thing, right?
it's back, babe. Fortnite is back.
Everybody's playing it.
Everyone is indeed playing Fortnite again, and it's a good time. Uh, I think like I think that right now this Fortnite does not work well in the aspect of being no build. I think it's way too empty for no build.
Okay.
Um, but like I'm probably just still going to continue to play no build anyway because it's fun.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no build feels like it's giving up the big um how do I put this? It's giving up the big sort of selling point of Fortnite in that like the
Mhm.
uniqueness of it, even though like it's not I don't know. I feel like the Fortnite the thing of it is the building. That's what makes it different and special or whatever.
Right.
Um I don't know. I'm kind of sad to see that no build is as popular as, but I get it cuz I want to play no build. I don't want to play that building stuff. That's crazy.
No build's not popular than build though. I think a lot of from a
Really?
streaming standpoint, no. Like if you look at numbers, the kids are still building. Okay,
Oh, wow.
so
Okay.
yeah, from a streaming standpoint, I think you see a lot of people because a lot of people are just having fun. You know, like it's definitely a fun game when you're playing it like that. But if you're one of those people who actually care about Fortnite like that, like you're gonna probably still play build, especially with this version. And I'm kind of thinking about going back to build myself, just because of the fact that like I feel like it's a little more fun. Um, there's like certain stuff like you're trying to scale a mountain and they don't have like jump pads or anything like that anymore. So
Sure.
it's it's just yeah, it's not the same. It's like the building makes the verticality of that game on the old map make much more sense. There's no cars anymore except for the golf cart.
Yeah.
So yeah, like genuinely, like if we're playing no build, it's a pretty grounded game, and unless you land in a populated area, you can run through a lot of that game um not doing much, and that's like not what Fortnite was. I understand that Fortnite probably needed some type of rehaul though because it was becoming a lot. Every zone had like 8 million things to do.
Right.
But yeah, I just think as far as no build and to build, I think old Fortnite lends very well to building. New Fortnite lends very well to no building.
Yeah. Well, new Fortnite, there's like you said, there's like a million things you can do. Why would you ever want to build? Because there's like
Right.
so much other stuff to get around or move around. Like, so with the OG, is it like the OG map, or do they also revert all the things? Like they got rid of all the places and all the stuff, and
It's the OG map. You still have you can still sprint, like all the
probably
movement
still
options.
cars and stuff, right? Like,
There's only one car and it's the golf cart. So
okay,
like
yeah, that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's different then.
So yeah, like all the old places are back. It's pretty much a lot of the old weapons are back too. And yeah, I mean like there's just it's old Fortnite. You know, a lot of stuff that I think was we were wowed about when it first came out, like the Porta Fort, that shit was lit when it first came out. And now that like I'm playing no build, it's not lit
Sure.
because if you Porta Fort and no and build, I can just build on top of it. But like if you Porta Fort and no build, I really have to just respect that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Need to let it go.
So yeah, yeah. So it's there's certain things. Yeah, it definitely works better as a build game, and I think maybe they're trying to get more people to go back to building. Like, I don't know, but feels like it.
Honestly, good for them for being healthy enough to sustain 2 Qs. Because, like, so much stuff is like a lot of these game platforms, I feel like they can't divert or split them up because you're going to cut your player base in half. And a
Yeah,
lot of these games can't sustain that. Like, I was playing Nasby, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And I was in ranked games, and then I was like, all right, I want to play this character, but I don't want to sacrifice my rank because I did that a lot. And so I switched over to normals just for a little bit. Took a long time.
yeah,
Long time to find a match, which is weird because when I went back into ranked, I played a copper guy, somebody who's in the area below bronze, which is
yeah.
like, that shouldn't happen. That's weird MMR. But Fortnite, if they've got people in build and no build, hell yeah, good for them. That's an achievement.
I am running into probably quite a bit of the same people. I will say that, and I don't know if that's like I have my crossplay on. I just don't even know if it's actually active or not. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Like I thought this game, it feels like this game is more popular, but like maybe from a spectator standpoint, like I don't know. Like there seems like a lot of people who are talking about it, hype about it, but when I get online at certain periods of the day, I feel like I play like the same five people. So like after midnight, I play the same five people. If I'm streaming, I play like 5 to 10 people.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's weird. It's very interesting to think about. Like I'm gonna look at the stream chart real quick. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be it's not gonna be nice to look at, but do it anyway.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we got Nasby to get through. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But oh my god, so there's 1.1 million in build and 360K in no build.
I told you,
Dude,
bro. They're playing. These kids
that's
are out here, man.
crazy. Good for
It's
them, dude. Fortnite found a way to make money forever. Jesus.
yeah. No, they and I think I it kind of sucks too. I feel like I'm annoyed with the way that Fortnite like or Epic works around Fortnite because there's like other things that Epic could like potentially focus on and like maybe even make money or even lose money on it. It wouldn't matter. But they like if something is not like as successful as Fortnite in like 10 minutes, they're like, we don't care
Well,
anymore.
nothing ever will be.
Yeah,
That's
and
the
I'm just like,
thing.
bro, like that's what you did. This is the product of your of your doing. Like, you can't be mad that like your other games won't ever be as popular as Fortnite, but that doesn't mean they're not successful.
A lot of it is also luck. Like they
Yeah,
just kind of they caught like Fortnite, that mode wasn't even the intended mode. They just kind of had a platform built to create the right mode in, and then they pivoted, which is like cool, right? Fine. Um but that doesn't mean that it was gonna be that way. Like it wasn't always gonna be that way. They would just got lucky and caught lightning in a bottle. So,
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I think I'm still happy to see Fortnite go back to its. I think this is like a timeline reset, so now they can start like going about adding things that again and maybe like newer ideas, but like not putting them all in one thing. Because yeah, the last season of Fortnite was definitely convoluted. There's a lot of stuff going on to the point where like I think I logged on to Fortnite without the intention of actually fighting anybody. Like I think I was just doing missions and whatnot.
Fishing and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, just doing like everything else there, like talking to NPCs, just driving around cool cars and drifting and like all that's fun, but like, if you're trying to get back to the roots of what Fortnite was, then yeah, you gotta tone some of that shit down.
Yeah. Well, happy to see Fortnite is back. I mean, WoW's back too. There's a lot of returning to the old classics right now. But if you want to return to your kitchen, there's an easy way to do it with today's sponsor. It's HelloFresh. The holidays are right around the corner, and HelloFresh can take the stress out of dinner by delivering everything you need to cook up tasty meals right to your door, which saves you a ton of time. Now, if you don't know what HelloFresh is, they send meals to your doorstep and they're curated. So they have a list of meals that you can get every single week, and then they'll ship it right to your door, but it's not made. They give you all the ingredients and then you make it yourself. Sometimes it'll take anywhere from 20 minutes to 45 minutes, but you get the joy of cooking and making a meal for yourself, maybe learning to cook a little bit. And if you're hosting this holiday, HelloFresh Market has just what you need to please a crowd without the hassle, from photo-worthy charcuterie boards to mouth-watering desserts. So go to HelloFresh.com/y'allgamingfree, YALLGAMINGFREE, and use the code y'allgamingfree, I'm not spelling it again, for free breakfast for life. Jesus, what does that mean? Free breakfast for life,
For
apparently.
life.
One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life, well, one item, at HelloFresh.com/y'allgamingfree with code y'allgamingfree. Check it out. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Thanks for sponsoring the show.
For life is kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, it's until the sponsorship ends, but you get some sausage forever. That's kind of cool.
All right.
Thanks, Y'all
Well,
Gaming, or thanks HelloFresh for the Y'all Gaming the code. Big
wish they
ups.
sent me a box, man. I'm about to be home for Thanksgiving. Not go. I'm not going back home, so I don't know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. I'm kind of sad about it, to be honest.
Oh, that's
But
sad.
well,
Dang.
I mean, it is what it is.
That's
I've
tough.
been just with all everything going on, I gotta like work on I'm budgeting next year for sure, and then too like actually figuring out what I want to do in the future. We'll
Sure.
find out very soon, though. Yeah. Anyway,
Well, third topic for this show, third thing we were going to get into. Let's talk about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. I love it.
it's a
Um,
it's a great game.
it's extremely good. Uh, I'm really into it. I've been playing it a lot. I am how do I put this?
Where's he going with this?
I'm nervous because the first game had this big initial burst of excitement, and then it kind of fizzled out quickly. This one, I think, doesn't have nearly the initial burst, but I think it has the legs to go long. Like, I think this game could last a very long time, but it depends on how much Nickelodeon and the devs want to put into it. Like, there's a lot of love in this game, and it's in a lot of stuff that you don't even get to see. I think most people haven't even explored all the stages, all the cool stuff that's in the game.
Right.
Um, there's a lot of love in this game. Uh, I hope that whoever's, I don't know if it's Game Mill, I don't know if it's Fair Play, I don't know if it's Nickelodeon or Viacom. I hope that this becomes a long-standing project, uh, because obviously the market's about to get saturated again between multiverses coming back out in January. We just saw Rivals 2 smash its funding goal. There's a lot to say there. I don't know if Nickelodeon is designed for if they care about long term, sort of having a platform for that, but I hope so because I love the game. I'm a big fan of how this game is sort of shaping up. I think it does need a lot of balance checks. But that's fine. That's how these games are. Some characters do need retooling. But the game itself is super solid.
I feel like it needs some cleanup in some of the animation areas too. Like when I like just when I jab lock someone, it does not feel like I jab lock someone.
No.
Like, yeah, I don't like they bounce like way high up and it feels like they can actually act out of that bounce at the time. So like I will jab lock and then be like, wait, well, what? And then end up losing that interaction or whatever. But as far as like the base of the game and what they like, it's definitely better than
Yes.
Nazi one by
Definitely.
like a large margin. They have figured something out. It is whatever they figured out, whatever like the slime canceling stuff that has been pretty cool. Even like when I see people doing like dumb stuff with it, like when I see like the plankton do the triple
Oh, the triple
grab, that is
buster.
funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny though. So and like whilst I think this game is supposed to have that like kind of goofiness to it. It's a Nick game, you know what I mean? Like it's got Nick tunes in it. So
Yeah.
but uh I think yeah, honestly, it's they got to do something quick. They got to do something quick to start bringing a lot of people to their way because the hype for games that are not even released are like kind of swarming this game's release,
Yes. Yeah.
and that's rough. Because I mean, I think even there was some gameplay that came out about this, and like people were, oh, this looks good, it looks great, but it wasn't like a yo, I can't wait to get my hands on it. It was just like, oh, surprisingly, this isn't, and that
Exactly.
was
Yeah.
yeah, that was it.
I think the way that I've been describing it is I think that this game looks a lot better to play. It looks a lot more standard for a lot of people. But the first game had what I've been describing as crackhead energy, which is
Yes,
like it was like it wasn't part of the appeal, part of the charm to me was that it felt like a game you would get in a cereal box. It's like I can't believe I'm playing this. Like this is at the bottom. This is a toy game. This isn't a real game. But that was part of what made it fun and stupid is that it was so like it was like such a I don't know how to describe it. It was like a child's drawing of a Smash game. Like Helga, her neutral air kicking out an absurdly long distance with no cooldown that you could just keep doing. Jabbing, killing people at like 80. Throws being what throws were, where you could carry people off. Like it was very funny.
yeah.
Um,
No, it was the thing about it was that so when we first played it, like we had it a little early, and me and Tony and like two other people, we like just hopped in some hotel room, and for like the first probably like 6 matches, we were like, "This is terrible. Like this is the worst game we've ever played." And something clicked on that seventh match,
Dude,
bro.
I was hooked right away. I don't know what you're saying. I don't I was hooked
I remember.
literally
No,
from
no,
the
no,
start.
no,
I
no,
think.
no, no,
Am
no,
I
no.
is
I
that
think
not true? I remember being
no.
hooked right away, but
I
maybe I'm
think I
wrong.
was more. I think I was definitely more, like averse to it. But I
Sure.
remember when we were both like, "There's no way this is like
You
the
know
game
what
to
I think
be."
it was? I think we saw Danny Phantom and we were like, what is he? He's like like the Ford strong with the angles and stuff. I think you might be right. I think we might have been a little averse to it.
Yeah, and then just
But
something clicked,
eventually,
and it was we end up playing that the entire weekend like that.
yes.
Everybody, anytime we nobody we weren't on commentary or anybody was like, "Yo, you guys trying to get that Nasby going?" Boom, laptops are out. We playing some Nasby, bro.
So many
And
people were playing it. Like
oh
everybody at that tournament was in on it.
yeah, and so like this one, I don't really like clearly getting right into it. I was like, all right, this game slaps. Like it's good. It's fun. It took a little bit to get used to slime canceling. I'm still like feel like I'm still not like slime canceling to the utmost
Sure.
it's like super efficient, but like I definitely have better slime cancel combos than I had when I first started.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, they have to this game right now, it's in a good spot. I can't really like convince anybody to buy it. I know people are definitely averse because they spent the money on the last one and it sucked. But this one is definitely much better, like leagues better than the last one. But if you're like one of the people who's like, I don't want to play this many games or whatever, yeah, I mean, I see no reason why you wouldn't wait for um, Rivals 2 or Multiverses, especially if you are a Multiverses fan and you're really excited to see what happens when they come back out.
Yeah.
Hey, so yeah.
I'm worried about multiverses having the same thing though. Is like multiverses felt kind of janky, but it felt so distinct and different. Like nobody plays like the characters in that game. Like no, there's never been a character that plays the same way those characters do. And
Mhm.
I wonder if it's going to lose some of the magic in the same way that I'm talking about Nasby, which I think is still great, but it doesn't have the same energy. Um, I hope multiverses doesn't have the same thing where it just feels more standardized, a little bit more I don't know, sterile. That is true. Multiverses was free.
It was free.
That is true. Yeah.
You think so you're worried about Multiverses like losing its identity?
Sort of. So I have heard from a little birdie
Mm,
um that they are trying to make 1v1s real.
okay.
And that kind of worries me because yeah, 1v1s were awful, but they were only awful in service of the 2v2 because
Right.
you could dodge anything in 1v1, but if you try to dodge into 2v2, you dodge into the teammate covers it, and it felt really good to be on that
Right.
level of awareness with your teammate to be able to cover that. I think if you make 1v1s work, it means that you're probably going to I don't know how to do that balancing act of like making multiverses still feel so distinct and different while also Like, but part of it was the jank. Part of it was the
Hmm.
floatiness. Like, you could do a down air and you wouldn't land on the ground. You would keep floating, like right
Yeah.
in that. Like weird things like that. Um, I thought were kind of cool. Uh, I loved playing Morty to death. Loved Morty. So I just I'm scared of never playing Morty again. I
Yeah,
guess
you
is
were
what I'm
definitely more
afraid of.
dogging it. So
Yes, I loved Mort, bro. He was so fun. Um, yeah, I don't know. Nickelodeon, to get back to the original point, is
mhm.
fantastic. I think we always had this conversation of like, will it last? Will it last? That's what everybody always wants to say. Um, I see it less lasting and like blowing up or whatever, but I think it could have a very healthy, decent scene for a long time.
Yeah.
I really
I
think
think
so.
one of the other things too I saw online was that someone like the coin box was going on, obviously. So, first big NASB tournament with a bunch of people
Right.
that like were old NASB pros or current pros in other games and they're playing NASB. The top eight was interesting. Like the top four, not so much, but the top eight, yes.
Right.
Then I saw someone make a tweet. It was like LMAO, and it was like NASB had like 18K viewers, and Smash had like 1.8. And I was like, why do y'all do that? Because like, do y'all not remember Smash's release? Like,
That
if we
had
if
to
you're
have been a
gonna
meme.
no,
It
no, bro.
had to have been
Bro,
meming,
I
right?
promise you, people are always trying. Maybe I don't know, but I didn't see any meme worthy stuff. Like I didn't see dude being like, oh, I'm just messing around. But like, even if, regardless, when Nasby's not being streamed by the big streamers, it doesn't really have that many viewers.
No.
Like, let me go look right now. Nick
I was looking earlier
Nickelodeon.
today because I've been kind of keeping up, just trying to see what people are playing. It had like 200, 300, I think.
It's got 1.3K right now, and most of those are in Void Stream and Mango Stream.
Right.
So, and now us because we're in the thing, but yeah, it's Void Mango, Zunisha, us, Kaz Wolther, and then SS Bros, and that last person has 10 viewers. Like that's the top row.
Sure.
So, it's like it's why we don't have to make these type of comparisons. We can just like I think as platform fighter uh players,
Hmm.
I would like to just want more stuff to
Play.
exist.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely would like a platform fighter Evo. This sounds great. Sounds great.
Yeah, I don't know why it has to be. Okay, so now I'm looking at the thing, and there's a giant buff panther or cat or whatever that is.
Cool thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Nickelodeon directory right next
Oh.
to us. Our neighbor is whatever. Don't worry about it. Um, Yeah, hey, Nickelodeon thriving scene, as you can see. I think the game has too much love that for it to like kind of go out, and that's what I'm anxious about is like these games take a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I hope that it's rewarded for what it is because I love this game. But Rivals 2 is coming out, and I've heard a lot of people say that game is fantastic,
Yep.
which is interesting because it's mostly the Melee side, and I don't know if it's just the Melee side of the Smash world, the Melee planet in the Smash universe, were the people who played it first, or if it's just the most Melee-like. Um, I'm curious about that
It
because I
feels
have not
more
a chance
melee
to
for
play it.
sure. It feels a little more melee for sure. I mean,
You
with
played
the
it?
additions, yeah. I
Okay.
played it at PAX. Addition of shields, the way recovery and stuff works. I kind of like am sad that they're like losing their own formula because I thought it was really cool that there was no shields in the game and then there was no
The
ledges either, but there
ledging,
was
yeah,
like there's like a lot of ways to get back
right.
um to the stage. So like I liked that, but I'm not saying that that makes the game any worse. I just think that like that it does kind of lose a little bit of its own um flavor or of its
Yeah,
own like uniqueness of losing what kind of made it unique on that in that aspect. So
the same way that we're talking about the other games kind of losing their vibe or what made them
yeah,
different. Um, no, I feel that. I felt kind of the same way because I never really liked Rivals, but I like super respected it because people were really into it, and I thought it was a great idea. It just wasn't for me, and I could never get behind the look. And now this game looks more like something I would play or something that is more in line with, my what I play already. But I kind of feel bad about that cuz like I would rather, you know, I, I would rather a game serve its super passionate, dedicated fan base for what it was than try to appeal to me because will I be invested long term? Will other people be
Yeah,
invested long term? I don't know. Um,
yeah.
I guess it depends on if it has that magic, it factor or whatever.
I think we had. Wait, I saw someone say my main concern for Rivals of Ether 2 is how content creation will be about 3D models. I think that's also fair because the workshop
Right.
added a lot to Rivals,
Yeah.
and I don't really know how many of y'all are 3D animators. So like, I think it's a
Very
little
few.
easier. I feel like it might be a little easier to do it in not 3D. So, but like, yeah, I think that might take away a decent amount of the workshop. Hopefully, the game is so good that it doesn't really matter. But workshop was a really cool addition to Rivals, and I see that we also got people saying I like frame makers. People flock toward that. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I don't believe
You don't
that.
like
I
frame
think
makers?
did you?
Yes. I liked it a
Oh,
lot. Seriously.
yeah. Well, I have yet to see anybody talk about that game or
I
play it
I liked
outside
it.
of the
I
year one
just
tournament.
yes, I was gonna say I did like it. I did not play it very much because I was having controller issues, and then it's just like I don't know, man. So much stuff comes out, and a lot of it. I think it's kind of I don't know. As a content creator, you could probably sort of um, empathize with this. The problem is that people say that content creators don't keep playing the game or don't keep pushing it, and they help the games die. But content creators kind of just follow the wave too. Like the issue in a lot of these games is if there aren't people on other than like super tryhards, you run into this issue where you can't just play the game. When you play the game, you have
Right.
to be super on and you have to be super sweaty and focused. And as a streamer, it's like you don't really want to do that with an audience. That's already like a mental stack playing in front of a
Hmm.
crowd, talking with people. Like turning the stream off and competing in that way, maybe, but like you got to really love the game for that.
Right.
Um, I don't know, playing like a 100 viewer game as a streamer is just kind of annoying because everybody wants their time.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, everybody who's playing by that time, anybody who is there is who's playing is definitely like you. There's no more fun to be had in that game. Like you're playing with
Right.
the intention of being like the best, and like that happens to quite a bit of like the indie games that we like.
Yes.
And yeah, it's like they lose their early fan base. So then after that, it's just sweat. And like while it is good to be like good at a game, as you said, from a content creator standpoint, that's just not always fun to watch, you know?
No.
Like that's why we like whenever a lot of the times you see me and Tony like do stuff, like we play games together or whatever, we get to that high rank very early, and then like we're just
Yeah, we're
we're
both
good.
all-star now, I think. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which I don't even know if that's high rank. I just farmed a couple of Zulas for a little bit. Like
No, I mean it's high enough. I mean, I think it's they need to start they need to increase the cap because I'm just now like hovering between Diamond 3 and All-Star like every time I win or lose, but you can't go
sure.
over 100 or 1000.
Wait, you can't go over 1K?
Nope.
But there's
There's a
there
1200 there's a 1200K thing I know, but like I don't know. Maybe I have to beat somebody else who's also All-Star,
Oh,
but
that's
like
weird.
yeah, I have not been able to like I will get All-Star, win 10 games, still be 100, lose one game, lose 9 points.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's literally what I was gonna say. Is like, wait, but there's that 1200 achievement or whatever. Okay, yeah, that's I don't know. On the topic of platform fighter Evo because you brought that up, like a
mhm.
big tournament. I thought about that, and I think that if we want that to happen, we have to have a very uncomfortable conversation about
About
time in platform
cool.
fighters.
Yeah.
I think that's a big reason why this wasn't a topic for the show, but I watched Port Priority and good lord. Um, I genuinely think that we gotta move away from this 3 out of 5 thing, like through the whole tournament. I know it's better for players. I get it. It's better for players. People get their money's worth. They have more fun. Maybe that's fine, but uh, it's maybe it's just me. I'm exhausted watching it. It's 3 out of 5 8-minute games is so long
Yeah.
for so much of the tournament. They have sets that are
Mhm.
regularly half an hour, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Um,
No, I agree with you. I think also with the fact that we're doing multiple games, like I wouldn't care to see 3 out of 5 until top 8. To be completely honest,
yeah,
like
if it's Platform Fighter Evo, you can't because
yeah,
if all of these games take that long, like most fighting games are over fast. If you're doing this, it would have to be 2 out of 3, and then like maybe even I don't even know if that would even work because like obviously people are going to enter Multiverses and NASB and Smash. Like, it's not like a fighting game where you can cut through your sets quickly.
Hmm.
I don't know how that would work structurally. Um, I don't know. A TO could probably uh, give more insight than I could, obviously. But uh, yeah, these games are long, man. It's nuts.
Yeah. As a competitor, I need more games too. I mean, you really don't. Like, I feel like I don't like that mindset behind the fact that, like, well, if it was a 3 out of 5, I would have won. Bro, you should just, like, I hate to say it, but you should just win. Like, like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, if it takes you that long to ramp up, then you don't deserve the win sometimes. Like, I think that's just it's the law of the land. Like, does it change the dynamic? For sure. You got games you got a game you can throw away, or an extra game you can throw away, and you have a little more time to figure somebody out. But if you can't figure somebody out, like, in a 2 out of 3 format, but you can only seem to figure it out in 3 out of 5, then I think the 2 out of 3, you should be rewarded by getting to the 3 out of 5 by winning the 2 out of 3s that you need to win. You know, so I don't know.
and you're saying adaptation is important. Well, fast
Adapt
adaptation
faster, yeah.
is important.
Adapt
Like
faster.
maybe I think the reason Street Fighter and other fighting games do 2 out of 3 is because like there's a lot less there are less options to pick in those games. I've noticed that people adapt way faster in Street Fighter when I played in other fighting games because there are less variables. In Smash, it might take a while to realize, oh, this guy uh, only does jump from ledge every time because he's only at the ledge one every 45 seconds, right? But in Street Fighter, it's like, oh, this guy jumps out of corner and he's always in the corner. So you get to make that decision a little bit quicker. Um, I personally, I know it's a spectator thing. I know it's not a player thing. I think players should come first, but I do worry that I don't know. 3 out of 5 is it's killing the morale of the games too. I think. I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of where the Sonic discourse comes from. Game and Watch. I think people would hate Sonic less if it was 2 out of 3. Seriously, I really do.
You said the thing about this is we're podcasting now, which is totally fine. But
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
y'all for actually being here because this is like the most active our chat is usually is. But you said the thing about playing B out of fives or best of fives, Mr. B05. I get to play more, especially as an O tour. Go play friendlies, bro. You are at a tournament for 3 days. Nothing is stopping you from playing more. And I think that, like, that's another thing. I feel like people like act like it's only tournament where they get to perform or whatever. I think if you're losing in friendlies, even if someone's around, like, you still have a lot to learn. You know what I
sure.
mean? So whilst you may want to play best Ness on his best character or whatever, and you play him in friendlies and he's like messing around with his plant or something, if you're getting farmed, you're getting farmed. You know, um, but like as I said, like I think when it comes to one game tournaments, easily you can do uh best 3 out of 5 the entire tournament. I don't need it, but I'm okay with it. But once we start breaking into like 2 tournaments, I don't want to do best of 5 for Genesis all the way through. I would hate that. I would
Yeah.
literally hate that. So but yeah, I don't know, man. Like the argument is there. I would rather we stop doing that all the time. It's not super necessary. Um and when it comes to Platform Fighter Evo, it is literally like, unless we're having a 5-day event, like, it's impossible.
Maybe
And I'm not gonna be there for 5 days.
yeah. I mean maybe 3 out of 5 is fine for a top cut and not a bottom cut. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna be real. Why would I spend the money that majors charge to play 2 sets and then some friendlies? I think it depends on your mindset. Like if you're saying you're gonna play 2 sets, but like the 3 out of 5, if
You're still playing 2 sets. You just
it's
get
still 2 sets.
potentially you get 2 extra games. So do you think that if
Maybe.
you paid, yeah, maybe. Like, let's
Yeah.
say you O2 in a a best of 3 scenario. You play 4 games. And let's say you paid, I don't know, it was $100 like altogether, like venue fee plus entry. Are you trying to tell me those 2 games are worth the extra $100? Like, that's it. That's the only reason you went to that tournament. You don't care about playing nobody else. You don't care about spectating. You don't care about like hanging out with your friends. No, nothing.
I think I mean I agree with you. I hear you. This is why I liked round robin pools, but we can't do that anymore. Back in Brawl, we used to do round robin, so you would
I
have
was
5
lit.
people. I loved that because you got so many sets in,
I
which
don't
is
care. That was lit.
yeah, I loved round robin. So I do get it from from a player perspective. I totally understand wanting to get more bang for your buck, but I I just think these tournaments go. I mean, maybe you could charge less too. I mean, if the tournament's only 2 days instead of three, they don't need it for all 3 days. Cut down on the price. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of spitballing here.
I mean, they do pander to the O2ers though. There's a lot of like mini brackets that run. There's like all the
Ladders and
time. I
stuff.
think, yeah, like maxes go. So even if you go O2 in the regular bracket, ladders are free, which means like the entire time you're at the venue, you can continue to play tournament. Like there is, if you would like to play in that tournament type setting, it isn't impossible. I think this also comes down to the money aspect of it, and I don't think that like I think y'all don't understand how much events actually cost on a regular basis. Like if you only go to Smash tournaments or you only go to your locals and then you go to a national, that money is going to sound like a lot. But if you go to like anything else, a concert, a convention, it all makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you go to Disney World, you know what I mean? Like for one day, you're paying about the same that you pay for the 3 days. So I don't know. It's I get where you're coming from, but I do think there's more to do at the tournament than just go O2 and then just like stay in your room. So
I think it's also a timer issue. Somebody in the chat brought up the fact that every platform fighter has like a 6 to 8 minute timer. Um,
we couldn't do any shorter than that though.
no, no. Well, you could, but you had to cut down on stock, and that makes it weird. Because
Yeah.
like, I think you do need 3 stock. Um, I don't know. It's a tough pickle to be in. I just the whole thing that brought this up is, having a platform fighter Evo, having a platform fighter only tournament, which is a sick idea, but like, you got it for a week? Is it like a week-long tournament? Like, you know what I don't know.
It's platform fighter, Burning Man, bro.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. Platformapalooza. Yeah. I don't know what you're gonna do, but that's I think as good a place to cut it as any. I gotta
Yeah.
go eat some dinner. But good show, everybody.
Man.
Thanks for stopping by to Y'all Gaming. There's a lot more to talk about. I'll be streaming later. I'm not playing Nasby. I'm playing WarioWare and doing some
Ooh.
some YouTube content stuff. It'll be fun. But you streaming right now?
I don't know if I'm gonna stream it all today, to be honest. Like it really depends.
Ooh, okay.
I've been trying to do a lot more of like take one day off and like do all the background stuff.
Sure.
Like I don't have like a team or anything, so I gotta like for TikToks and all that stuff. I gotta look through it myself. So
Sure.
might do that. I'm hopped up off the Addy Daddy, so I'm getting some work done. So
Hell yeah. I need to
yeah,
try that, bro. I don't know if I'm
y-
allowed to admit to that on a podcast.
I feel like you get so much stuff done though.
I don't.
Oh,
Not as much as I should,
okay.
truly.
Well, hey man, who's got the connect for anyway?
Y'all
Y'all.
got some Vivants? Like, hit me up, bro. Come on, let's get it. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning into Y'all Gaming. We'll be back next week, hopefully, with some other stuff to talk about. Lots more games coming out. Mario RPG comes out tomorrow, which I don't really care about, but
I also don't care about because I don't need to play the same game again in a different skin. I'm sorry. Like
true.
Mario RPG is a long game too, so like that's not a
Is it
you know, it's long enough like for me to be like this is not like I'm gonna beat this in 10 hours type deal.
17 hours? Yeah, sheesh. I don't remember all
Yeah,
that.
I don't.
Um,
It's yeah.
it's not great.
All it's gonna do is bring more people to say we should put Gino in Smash. No, guys have one game, dog. He's had one game.
And he's not even in the whole game. He's like,
It's
well,
not
he
even
is
the
in the
whole
whole
game.
game, but he's like a side character. He's not even big. So,
You know.
yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We're gonna be taking off. I'll see you guys next week. If you come to the stream tonight, I'll see you on stream tonight. But that's it for Y'all Gaming. See you next time. Thanks, HelloFresh, for sponsoring. Goodbye.